Hi guys, here with a short video, more of a question/conversation starter than a proposal or premise here, but just curious whether anybody has explored the acronyms that Jon Collins-Black includes in There's Treasure Inside the Past and Future Box chapter. He uses 4 acronyms in the chapter. I'm just curious if anybody has looked at those and combined them, rearrange them, and try to determine whether they might hold a clue. The 4 acronyms in the chapter are AI, VR, NFT, and Oasis. I've spent a fair amount of time looking at these letters, trying to rearrange them, see what words I can pull from them. I've come up with only a couple of solutions that seem to have any meaning at all in relation to the poem and the search and the cryptogram. There you can find some very simple things like NV for the state of Nevada, and other shorter words that leave you with leftover letters. So I'm only using solutions, or only sharing solutions today that include or utilize all of the letters once only. So the 2 solutions that I found that seemed to have any amount of meaning were a vista on furs. Again, it's kind of a stretch, but it seems like you could interpret this to mean this is where beauty sheens. You have a vista and you're on furs, fir being a type of tree that's common to the Tahoe area. I don't know that you're technically on the firs unless you're climbing a tree, but there it is. And the second one is aviator's fins. This one's kind of interesting. It reads almost like a crossword clue. So if you were doing a crossword puzzle and you got the clue aviator's fins, you could possibly interpret that as like the wings of an airplane, or the flaps of an airplane. And if you look up the types of wing components of an airplane, one of them towards the tail of the plane, I'm not a pilot or an aviator, but the tail of the plane is called an elevator, and this is the flap that helps move the plane up and down. I thought this one was interesting because, as I mentioned in my previous video about clues related to Back to the Future, you can find the word elevator in the word search. If you use the word 11, ELEV, and then you kind of make an angle right and down, you can find Vader. There you have elevator. It's very similar to the state line of California and Nevada as seen on the coin. And this I thought was interesting because elevator obviously goes up and down, and if you just take the first 4 letters and ignore the EN of 11, you have ELEV, which is short for elevation when you're looking on maps. So perhaps this could be interpreted as a confirmation that the over and under that's referenced in the cryptogram has to do with elevation. So if that is the case, then the question becomes, how do you pull elevation numbers, meaning a lower and an upper elevation, from the chapter to determine when or where you are over one and under the other? So again, this is just a quick kind of conversation starter. Just curious if anybody else has explored this and come up with any other interesting finds. Please feel free to message me, share in the comments, and thank you.